For the record. Well, ladies and gentlefish, we are back again. I love it. I told you guys we were going to be on our shit this year with the podcast, and we are back with episode number 16. And today on the show, I have my boy, Ben Swanson. What the frick is up, my guy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, man.
It's episode 16?
Yeah, 16.
Is that like total?
Yeah,
that's all the podcasts?
Yeah.
How long is that?
Dude, honestly, I think I started. That's so funny. I was having this conversation with the photographer today. I think the first episode of Sevn on Sevn was, I believe, February of March of last year. So I did 14 episodes last year because I stopped in October.
Yeah.
I had some other shit to handle and was wanted to, like I told you, dial in the setup a little bit and get shit dialed. And then yesterday,
pump some fucking bangers out.
Yeah, exactly. And then yesterday was the first episode of 2023, which is 15. So I feel like that's a good mark to start the year, 15. So now we're on 16.
Good number.
But yeah, fucking Ben Swanson's here on the show. Yeah, dude, give a little introduction, tell the people who are watching and listening kind of who you are, where you grew up, just a little bit about yourself, what you do,
Yeah,
so give them a little synopsis.
My name's Ben Swanson. I grew up in Costa Mesa, California, born and raised, always. That's my hometown, Orange County is where it's at.
Yep.
I currently, I'm in fashion right now. I kind of changed up my whole direction. I was going to school at OCC for business, and then I switched to communications.
Okay.
And then I said, you know what? I love clothes. I've loved clothes all my life. I enjoy making shit. I have a creative side to me where I like to make stuff. I'm very hands-on. And I didn't really know where those skills kind of fell in together. And I kind of just fell into fashion. OCC has a really good fashion program, insane. And so,
really, I didn't know that.
Oh, it's insane. They get so much funding. So it's they have top of the line equipment. They have all the equipment. Their professors have had insane experience in the industry. One of them did all the product development for Billabong for basically its entire existence of Billabong before they sold it out.
Holy shit.
So she's she's been in the industry. She knows everything. She worked with Bob Hurley. She works with Bob Hurley basically on all the product.
Damn, I had no idea that OCC had a program like that.
Yeah, I didn't either. And so when I found that out, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going for this.
Going for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so fashion born and raised Costa Mesa, OC, Juice County, you know what the fucking deal is. Juice County, baby. And so also too, I don't know if you're still doing it, but you by far are the most enveloped and involved in the
NFT guy.
Yep.
I'm the NFT guy for sure.
You're for sure the NFT guy. You're the Web3 guy.
Yes,
you're the
sir.
Twitter Spaces guy.
Yes, sir.
You're all of it, and I really want to dive into the fashion side of things, and I really want to dive into that side of things, just because I had literally the first ever episode was Cole Gonzalez, who's one of my good buddies and is a huge famous TikToker, and he's also huge into it.
Oh, nice.
And I've never had a discussion really about it.
Nice.
Post that episode, and I think it'd be interesting now because of where kind of the market and just the whole scene of everything is, especially just any and all of that. But we're gonna get into that. So
I'm the NFT guy for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. You definitely are. So kind of give maybe a little bit of a backstory or information on what type of clothing that you do or that you are doing or that you're looking to do, because that seems to be where your focus is at now. I haven't seen you in a minute, so this is also a total catch up for us.
Facts. It is a big catch up.
Yeah. So what exactly in the side of the fashion world are you doing? Are you cutting and sewing? Are you stitching? Are you making your own patchwork? I don't know shit about shit on that side of in the industry, or just about that side of things. So explain to me and to everyone that's listening, what exactly are you doing and do you want to do in that side of the fashion world?
Yeah, well, so right now my major is fashion design. So I took a couple sewing classes in the past 2 semesters. And it was dope.
Yeah.
It was the coolest shit I've ever done. One of the I like learning new skills.
Totally.
And this new skill is it's just it opened up a whole different world to me.
Totally.
So right now I'm really just kind of invested in the cut and sew.
Okay.
I want making custom clothing, you know, like making custom pieces that are just one of ones, one off type stuff. I feel like a lot of people start with the one of one thing, you know, but I do enjoy going down that route, and I do like making stuff that's unique to itself, that tells its own story kind of thing.
Okay. I like that.
And so that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And I'm working on a piece currently that
Are they jeans?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like,
I'm in the denim.
I think I've seen them on your story. I think I've seen them on your story.
Yeah. Vaguely. So the denim, dude, I'm really rocking with denim because it's easy to cut, and you can add a lot to it. You can do stuff to it without it getting destroyed. You know, like you can bleach it, you can dye it, you can do a lot without it kind of ruining, wrinkling,
deteriorating. And shit. Totally.
So it's really fun to work with. And so my friend just gave me 4 pairs of old skinny jeans that he had.
Oh, dope.
And so I said, you know, fuck it. I'm going to
fuck it.
I'm cutting them all up and making them into strips and then putting it back together. And by doing that, I'm deconstructing a pair of jeans and learning about the panels, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like making my own pattern, you know? I'm making my own pattern just off the blue, kind of off the rip. By taking them apart and cutting them up and then like putting them all back together in the pattern that I want, but in these like strips.
Gotcha.
And then I'm top stitching that. So there's going to be frays down each line. I don't know. It's going to, I have this vision in my head, you know?
Totally.
I
totally get what you're saying. Like,
I have
you don't even
no
have to explain.
idea. Like, well, it's all so new to me.
Yeah.
That I have this vision and I'm like learning it as I'm doing it. You know, I'm basically just like learning everything about the jeans and everything as I'm doing it. So it's really cool.
But I mean, I feel like that's the best way to go about anything, especially if it's something that you're new to or that it's a new venture or a new passion that you're getting into.
Yeah.
And that kind of like relates to what we were talking about off camera, is like the hardest part is just starting.
Yeah.
Like just doing it.
My God.
Being
you
like,
just have
yo,
to do it.
yeah, literally, this is what I want to do, this and that. And it's really just trial by fire. Like, I feel like that's the best way to learn, especially in anything that's creative. I mean, obviously there's YouTube University. It's great to have mentors, or you have teachers, or you have people that can give you guidance and direction. But I feel like the real like meat of it, and the real like where the individual creativeness really shines and it becomes unique and it's your artistry in whatever form it is it forms in that way by the trial by fire, by getting a pair of jeans and you're like, this is what I want to do. I'm just gonna start cutting shit and doing this and doing that. Like, it's the same thing with music. Like, it's very much the same approach. And I really think that trial by fire is like the best way to teach yourself what you can do, what you can't do, even though I don't like saying you can't do anything, but you know, like what your lane is, where you're at, where you want to be. Like, there's just diving into it, enveloping yourself into it completely is also like so crucial. Just like,
it's huge.
Oh my God.
For like a couple days, I did not want to touch the jeans because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it right. You know, I don't know. Like, I just didn't want to touch the jeans because I was like so just new to the whole concept. And I was like, fuck it, I just got to start cutting these jeans up.
Yeah,
you know?
for real.
Like, and I started, it's great. You just start with what you know needs to be done. Like, even if you have the whole vision, you're like, oh, I want to do the vision this by this by this, you know? If there's a step that you know, like, you're not going to fuck some shit up, but it needs to be done, you know, just start working on that step. And you can think as you're like working on that first step, but you got to get a step going, you know, you got to take the first step. And so like the first step for me was seam ripping all the jeans and like completely deconstructing them, you know? And I was like, fuck, I don't know if this is the right setup, how I want it to look, but you just got to take that first step. And so I took the first step and just start deconstructing the jeans, you know?
Totally.
And then once you got the jeans taken apart, you get on to the next step. And even if you don't have, I still don't have the full setup of the panel that I want, but I've gotten so far into the panel by just taking it step by step and not trying to get the whole picture there at first. And just go like taking it step by step. I don't see that, like, I have the vision in my head. I don't see the full picture isn't there yet. The full picture's not there, but each step has looked great because I'm just caring about that step. I'm not worrying about everything else, you know?
Totally. And I think there's two things that you said there that is like, that's really crucial. Obviously taking the first step, but like when you're getting in that process, and like especially when it's anybody creative or anybody that's doing anything creative, like how you said, you're cutting the jeans. Oh, I don't feel like I'm doing it right, or this or that. Like, I see too many people struggle with this, and I know friends personally that maybe it's not even creative. Maybe they want to start their own business or something or whatever it is. Like, don't have that fear of like feeling you're being judged while you're in the process of learning something new or a new venture. Like, that's the part that took me a long time to kind of get over, was just when you're working on something or you have a vision of how you want it to be or how you want it to turn out, you're not always just going to be there immediately. Exactly. And I get it, we're always our hardest critics, but don't let that like shadow the fact that you're like, you're learning this thing for the first time. You're learning everything as you go. Embrace that fact, because I feel like there's a level of simplicity and a level of pureness in that aspect to the creativity when you have full control of however it turns out.
Yeah.
By just not like realizing, I'm not, there's not a crowd of 500 people here looking at me, judging me. I'm not doing this on some webinar. Like,
for sure. And like, to add on, bro, you're going to make another pair of pants. Like, and I think that's just the biggest thing. Like, you just can't treat it like this one thing you're making, whatever it is like the last thing that you're ever going to make,
Facts.
If you don't like it,
you
just go make another one. And you took everything that you learned from the first thing you did.
Totally.
And you just reapply it.
No,
and
I agree.
you build off of it.
Couldn't agree more.
And it's like, this is not going to be the only pair of cut up striped pants that I'm going to make, you know? So just make the pants.
Yeah.
and then you get on to the next pair, and you got so much information from the first pair.
Totally.
That you can then and make another pair of striped pants if you want, or do something else. But you got to just, there's going to be more.
Yeah.
There's going to be more. So
Facts.
you can't treat it like it's the end of the world, the last piece.
It really is. And it's so funny because I was just talking about this with somebody. And I think like, I'm like going to look directly at all of you and say this, because I think one of the biggest things to realize is that when you're making art, and whatever type of art that you're making, and if you feel that it's good or it's done, or you're like, I'm ready to do this, or maybe you think it's shit or whatever, the biggest piece of advice I could ever say is to just put it out. Like when it feels right to you, because at the end of the day, we don't get to decide what's good and what's not good.
True.
Everybody else does.
It's true.
So what you think could be shit, someone thinks is great, and vice versa. So it's like, that's also back to the aspect of, it's like, dude, don't judge yourself so hard. Like, you have to put art out into the world, like artists deliver.
They have to.
They deliver.
Yeah.
So it's like, just deliver a product at a certain point and let the world decide if they like it or not. Like, you can't, it's such a, it's such a balance when you're making something, whether it's pants or a song, where to not get stuck in the creative process so much to a point where you never end up delivering a product. Dude,
that's the worst.
Dude, it's the worst, because I've done it. I'm sure all of you fellow creators in any industry have done it, like where you just work on something so much to a point where it just get over it, when it's like, like we said on yesterday's episode, it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great.
I like that.
Consistently put good shit out instead of waiting for that one great thing that you do one time and never do it again, or never do it for a year or 9 months or whatever like that. Like, you just have to deliver at a certain point. You should be like, yo, this is what it is. I'm just going to put it out and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like,
honestly, I feel like I struggle with that.
I'm sure you do. All of us do.
I used to more so, and I think that in the clothing scene, I'm working more towards getting away from that, of like putting a lot of effort into one thing and then sitting back, and And I think that, I think the clothes have definitely kind of woken me up to that.
For sure. Like
you just gotta keep it going.
You do. Like you have to put the effort in to whatever it is that you're doing because you have to put in the time and the care. But there does come a line and there does come a point where too much work becomes a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Into whatever you're doing because then you just nothing's ever perfect, you know? Like you could sit and work on something forever. But then nothing gets delivered.
Yeah.
Nothing gets put out. Nothing gets shared. No one gets to share and enjoy and experience your art if you're constantly just stuck in the phase of creating. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Perfecting.
Yeah, of perfecting, I guess, is a better word. Yeah.
You can't even
totally
define perfect.
Exactly. And I really do feel like that's a mindset that people need to be aware of.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like it can become something that gets put secondary in our brains when we're creating.
Yeah.
And just realize, like, tell ourselves when that line comes, like, yo, okay, you know what? It's done.
Yeah. Drop it.
Drop it. Yeah. Drop it. Either it's done and we're moving on to the next step with it, or you're like, you shelve it.
Yeah, or you shelve it.
Yeah, or you shelve it. And then move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't just get stuck consistently working on the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again. Like that's
for sure.
That's something that my aunt and my uncle told me, and they run a huge company in LA called the M Factor, and they do like all of the graphic designs, billboards, motion graphics for like Disney, Marvel, like huge companies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they did the trailer for like the Avatar movie, that new World of Waters. Like they did it all like the Times Square billboards and graphics for it and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and they're working with clients like that, and you know that was what they told me. Was like the biggest thing between someone who succeeds in the industry and who doesn't is the difference is people who deliver.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever going to be perfect. When there's a due date or there's something that needs to be done by a certain time, it's got to be done at whatever point it's at because they're going to take the person who is consistently good, then occasionally great.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the biggest. Yeah, it really is. That was one of the biggest pieces of advice they gave me, and it like so stuck to me that I was like, "Shit, yeah, you just got to deliver."
That's
dude.
a good one.
Yeah, it really is. So I want to dive a little bit back into the clothing stuff. So you're making the one of one jean pieces right now?
Yep.
What's like? Are you looking to release, sell it, just be a personal? Are you looking at it to be as more of like an art piece, like kind of like, hey, I made this from design. And it's not sellable, but like, look at what I did. What can I do? Like, and then possibly take. Are you looking to monetize? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
Like, what's like the intention behind the art? I guess is like my question.
Yeah. Definitely looking to monetize it. Actually, so the first denim kind of project happened. It was for a school project, obviously. I teamed up with this girl in my class who's really talented. She's got a great like artistic vision and she's good at drawing. So she's able to bring the vision to life like on the board before you can really like. She makes you visualize. You know, she's really good at visualizing. So we went ham on this pair of jeans. We dyed them, over dyed them, and then put. I should have worn them today. I didn't wear them. We put plants over it. And then sprayed bleach around the plants, so it created a plant outline. You know, on the jeans.
Interesting.
Well, it created like a shadow technically because the plants kept the dark jeans, but then the bleach bleached all around.
Yeah, so it had like a leaf pattern.
It had a leaf pattern. But reverse
shadow
bleached.
Reverse
bleached onto the
That's
jeans,
sick.
and I love the look of it. The jeans themselves, I'd say they came out a little messy, maybe a little messy, not exactly organized to like exactly how we thought they would come out, but the overall look, that like the effect was so sick, and so
Fire.
we kind of want to piggyback off that and really hone into that style.
Okay,
it's called like eco bleaching.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's got to be a name like
it's like eco bleaching, but.
I think
eco bleaching is more where you dip the plant into the bleach and then press it onto the fabric.
So it's like a stamp almost.
Yeah, that's what the eco bleaching is. So I feel like this is more of like a reverse eco bleach kind of because it's just the opposite. More like
using them as
I
was just gonna say that. Using them as a stencil.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But the effect looks so cool, you know. So we kind of
that's rad.
We wanna hone in on that
totally
and definitely monetize that. You know, these eco bleached pattern pants and just not just pants, but you know anything that we can really work with that that look and effect from, because I haven't seen it, honestly. Like I don't see it anywhere. And it's a really cool effect.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. That's the first time I've ever heard of it. But it totally makes sense. Like,
and
I think it would be a
so
fucking
sick.
rad thing to like do.
Yeah.
Because that's always, you know, like it's like it doesn't even matter anymore because everything is so oversaturated. Every market, like
I know.
there's everyone and their mom wants to be a fucking DJ.
Yep.
Everybody and their mom wants to have or make a clothing brand.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a photographer, you know, like, which there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
But it's like, I feel like being able to find out how you can make it your own
Yeah.
is so crucial.
Huge.
And I feel like that's so hard to do that I feel like people undermine sometimes. Because it's like, yes, everything's been done, but there's ways that you can do the things that have been done that haven't been done before. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Right?
I know what you're saying.
Right?
Right.
Like, and I think like that's a skill within itself, is to be able to look at like the silver lining of the things that have been done that inspire you or artists, et cetera, and take what they've done and do something that they did that they didn't do. That they didn't do that you wanted to do, and that makes it your own, you know, like
I'm pretty sure there's like some phrase where
so
all great art is stolen or something like that.
Yeah, there's
you know?
I mean,
I forgot what the phrase is, but
I
it's
feel like
something like that.
I just
you
feel
know?
like art is the most susceptible to plagiary.
Yeah, but as long as you add your spice to it, like you said, you know, you make it unique.
Totally.
But you gotta find that path.
You have to.
You gotta find that path, and that's where the people succeed. Is they take that path, they take something, they make it unique.
Yeah, exactly, and they just
add
run
their
with
own flair to it, and they run with it. Yeah, they run with it.
I mean, honestly, like, I know it sounds cliche, maybe it doesn't. Excuse me, but I really do feel like one of the people who did that the absolute best was Virgil. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
seriously, rest in peace. One of the greats of our
Facts.
generation. But I feel like such a simple idea and execution as far as like what went into the items that made it his, like it so wasn't overthought. And I don't know, I'm not in the fashion world, and I've literally never owned anything Off-White, but like I can appreciate it from like the branding and like just creativeness of it.
Yep.
That you're taking something that's been done 100 million times and saw an opportunity to put your stamp on it, something that maybe someone hasn't done. And I mean, look,
and he ran with it.
He ran with it.
He put that stamp on everything that he could.
That's what I'm saying.
And he stuck to it. He was like, "This is the look, you know, and I'm gonna keep pushing this look." And he just kept building on top of it, and he took it to its extremes.
For
he
sure.
like experimented with it, but yeah, he kept that base look.
Him and another artist that I love is Daniel Arsham.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
he's got some crazy stuff.
Fucking shit. And like that is one of the people who I can genuinely say, like in the art world, that I've never seen that been done.
No. He's got his own look for sure.
Oh, it's undeniable. As soon as you see a piece, like you could not know who Daniel Arsham is, see a piece and be like, who made that? Daniel Arsham. And then you see another piece and you're like, Daniel Arsham made that.
Yeah.
And like I think that right there is the key.
That's the key.
Is the key to having something to where someone doesn't know what it is. All you have to do is tell them so-and-so made it, or this is so-and-so's. And then the next time, whenever that time may be, that they see that again or something similar, they're like, they know.
Yeah.
I think that's the fucking key.
Being identifiable.
Yes.
Like.
Well, that's brand identity.
Yeah.
I've talked about it a fucking 500 times on the episodes. You know, that's the brand identity aspect. And I think that part is so crucial.
It is.
It's so crucial. And there's just certain figures in culture and music and fashion and art and paintings. I mean, God, fucking Keith Haring, you know, like there's, you know,
like so...
any major artist, graphic, anything. But yeah, no, I think that's the key. Like, I don't know why I just like.
No, it is. There's this
like when I did that, I was like looking at you, but also into myself of like, Holy shit.
I just unlocked the code.
Well, yeah. Well, I was like, I've said it 100 times, but I don't know why the way I said it right now just like made so much sense to me.
It clicked.
Yeah, it did. That example like really put things into perspective. Holy shit, that was crazy.
Virgil is a good example.
Virgil is too. I mean, call it what you want. I mean, Kanye is very similar.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah.
Say what you want, but one of the greatest creative geniuses
Kanye's
of our time.
One of those dudes where like other people make something and you're like, that's inspired by Ye. Like I feel like his stuff is one of those things where it's like so just you can tell people got the inspiration from him,
No,
or you can tell companies are biting his stuff because they're just flying off the shelves, It's like he's just one of those brands and one of those artists and visionaries where he makes something and you can tell when people are just absolutely copying his shit, because it's just that wildly successful.
For sure. No,
he does it so well.
He really does. He really does. Like I said, say what you want about Kanye, but
I know.
He is who he is, but he is one of the greatest visionaries of our time for sure. Who's your favorite? I mean, in the fashion world, like you have to have your favorites inside of the industry or just people that you draw inspiration from or
There's
like who would be your figures of that like you have on the podium, that are like these are the dudes who I like how they move,
I like this guy, Issey Miyake.
Miyake.
Yeah, he's a Japanese designer. Super like just blocked palettes, so it's like solid colors, really earth tones, but he also kind of goes crazy sometimes with the pops of color. But he's really known for his pleats. He has these clothes that just have insane pleats, and he has like he's one of those people. You see this clothes, you see these pants, or you see this top, you see this jacket. It's like, yo, that's Issey Miyake, and if it's not, it's a knockoff or they're biting him, because it's just it's so distinctive with the pleats. And
Gotcha.
I think the pleats, I think they're tricky. It's tricky to work with pleats and to like design them, make them look good, make them fit, and drape over the body properly.
Can you please make me aware and anybody else that is listening, because I have no fucking idea what in the shit is a pleat.
A pleat?
What the fuck is a
so
pleat?
Like, okay, so you have a pair of dress pants that line down the middle.
Oh, yeah,
that's a pleat, right?
Gotcha.
But so this guy, it's like 50 pleats, all around the pants. So they're like little folds basically that are pinned up. So it looks like the pants have little folds in them.
I've seen these fucking pants.
But it's like 50 of them, 50 pleats.
I've seen these fucking pants.
Keep crazy. Talking. It's crazy.
How do you spell his name?
Isseymimi.
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Issey Miyake. Dude, as soon as yes,
he goes crazy. Dude, really? You've
I've
seen this?
Totally seen the pleats.
Yes, dude.
The pleated pants. Now, literally, you just had to explain it to me. Hold on, there was a fire picture that literally just popped up about him.
Dude, he goes so crazy.
Like where he does like that type style.
Yep. But even more.
Yeah, there was these pants.
More pleats. I want all the pleats.
Yeah, there was this picture of like these like dress pants that like had these like pleated effects, like something like that.
Yeah. He goes crazy.
Those are the pants that I've seen on Sense before.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're for sure him.
Yeah. No, literally, literally says Issey Miyake right here.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've seen these. They almost give me like a corduroy.
They do. Like, yeah. It's like corduroy, but it's not at all. It's like a completely different process, going
these
into
are dope.
Yeah, he makes some crazy stuff. He makes some really cool stuff, and it's just like comfy clothes. Like it's you can wear it you can wear it out.
Yeah,
and you can also wear it just at your house chilling.
Totally.
So
it's a universal type pant.
Yeah.
Dope. Fuck.
He makes really cool stuff. But then there's this other guy. I just got to show you because this person, it's not even. I don't know if it's a designer. Yeah, they're definitely a designer, but they're super low key. And this style, though, is just nuts. So this person is who I've been taking some big inspiration from lately. Pro letter art. I don't know. I think that's how you say it. But they
God damn.
Those are nuts. Like I'm gonna make a pair of pants basically. Like I'm just gonna completely knock off the look for one just to test it, and figure it out.
So-
He's not the only one who's made this look. Obviously, there's this look has been around, but he does this hand embroidery. If you go down a little more, and so he's just a crazy denim designer. And so this person is someone who
I was gonna say, it almost looks like the bandanas are like woven into the fabric of the jeans itself.
nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, these are wild looking.
Those
I mean,
are
I personally, I would
crazy.
never wear them,
Yeah.
but like, these
crazy.
are nuts looking.
They're crazy. Yeah.
Almost looks
I
like,
like
it
crazy
almost looks like
stuff,
alligator
you know?
skin shit.
It does. I
Damn,
know.
that's fucking wild.
Yeah. So
Dope. Fuck yeah.
those guys.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You got your usual icons as well. You know.
Yeah.
Virgil.
Yeah,
all them
exactly. The global icons.
Rick Owens.
Rick Owens.
We love the Ricks.
Yeah, we love Rick.
But yeah,
Dope.
those are basically like
Your
just
inspo.
a little bit of my inspo right now.
Dope.
Trying to get a little more denim inspo. I'm digging into that world at the moment. So
Hell yeah, dude, just dive into it, dude. Dive into it, find out everything that you can, and take what you like and what you don't like from all that shit, you know?
for sure.
So,
And
yes.
you know what? It's funny. You bring up the NFT stuff.
that's exactly what I was about to get into. I'm like, we're 30 minutes in. We talked about the fashion.
Yup.
Now I really want to get into the
Want to get into the NFT stuff.
I
And
do,
what's
because
crazy.
you know so much more about it than I do. Well, can you, before we go into it,
Yeah.
can you kind of like explain to the people who are watching and listening again to kind of what you do in the space, or how you're involved, or kind of just like how long you've been in it, or, you know, just kind of give a background so it's like a...
Yeah. So I started my NFT journey, I'd say like December of last year. So I've been
21 or 22?
21.
Like
21.
I was
21.
going to say, so 2 years ago. We're in 23 now.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm basically I basically just hit my full year. You know, damn, that is crazy though that it's now
Technically,
2 years
years.
ago. Even though, yeah.
even though it's like only a year, but yeah.
That's wild. So I've hit my first full year now,
Okay.
and it's been wild. It's been a journey. Yeah, I started in Invisible Friends. You know what
Yep.
the Invisible Friends are, right? They're the generative NFT collection. Generative is where the artist draws every individual piece. So he'll draw like 50 hats, 50 pairs of glasses, 50 shirts, 50 shoes, and then they put it into a piece of code that randomly generates them all and layers them all together. And then it pumps out, you know, however many they want. So 5,000 or 10,000 pieces of art that are all these different traits lined up. But what's great about the Invisible Friends is they're all animated. And so he had to make hundreds of traits, and they all had to line up perfectly. And they dug in, you know, they generated all 5,000 of them, and then went in and made sure there was no wrong overlapping, no like weird pixels out of play. And it's down to the pixel for these. They're crazy. So
Well,
the Invisible Friends are what got me.
it was what got you.
It's what got me.
So Invisible Friends is what got you basically into it. And then where, you know,
What's kept me too. So
I was going to say, I guess that's like my overall question, is because, like I said, last time I had, you know, a fucking fat minute ago, was the market was in a very, very different place than it is now. And like
Yeah.
I said, I'm not incredibly knowledgeable about it, but I'm aware enough that I know that, you know, shit's taking a hit after hit after hit right now. And, you know, a lot of people are getting, you know, exposed on social media for...
the whole Logan Paul thing. You see that? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Zoo.
Yeah, with the crypto zoo shit, you know,
my
people
goodness.
are, you know, legals getting into shit, and huge worldwide influencers are coming out and saying, you know, this and that and this and that, and I feel like it gives everything a really bad look. And
You know what the thing is about the influencers though? It was never about the influencers. And whenever the influencers came in to drop their projects and everything, everyone who's really bought into the scene already and in the space knows that they're just there for the money, know that they're scamming, know that they're
Gotcha.
doing that. So
they're just using the power of a new frontier, of a new technology, of a new thing,
Yep.
plus their already existing platform and influence to basically just mass market in like just rake in an immense amount of cash.
Yep.
I mean, technically it's not cash, but
but that's the thing. I mean, there's no regulations, so there's like a lot of ways that they can bring in a bunch of untaxed money if they do it the right way, you know. But I mean, eventually it kind of all catches back up.
Totally.
As you're seeing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the influencers, I mean, like all that drama that happens, it's really not a big effect actually in the space itself.
Okay,
it's kind of more noise and just like it's noise to the media. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But
I would say because everywhere you see is just like
the Logan Paul shit, you know. But like,
well, that and just everyone's just like, you know, this shit's a fucking fraud and scamming and this and that. I mean, but I feel like that was
the internet was a fad too, bro. But
yeah, I know. Shout out Gary Vee. But. Yeah, but I feel like that should have been common sense to most people when something like this came about, knowing that the possibility of being scammed or shit being a flop was like inevitable.
Yeah.
Like not everything is or was or is going to be, but I feel like just the huge volatility aspect in the unknown of all of it, like should have kept some people a little more aware of the possibilities of a negative outcome on this.
Yeah,
because it's like
for sure. It's like you got
we've never seen this ever in the history of mankind, and then people are just dropping.
Think it's like, oh, this is the safest investment. I'm just gonna buy this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop $200,000 on this fucking camel with a fucking frog hat on, smoking a Marlboro Red or some shit. You know,
it's just gonna take me to the moon.
Yeah, take me to the moon. You know, but
no, yeah.
But I will say, and again, I was having this conversation with the photographer today. I think out of all of this, and I've thought this from the beginning, is the aspect of NFTs that is really going to stick and I think is really going to change how our society works is blockchain.
Oh, yeah.
I think like once blockchain hits more than just a public ledger on the digital art side of things, and once it hits, you know, something like real estate or
even music.
Yeah,
it's gonna change. Yeah, it's gonna change music.
Everything.
Artists start dropping songs in NFT form. You know, where you're getting royalties off of the songs being traded and all that type of stuff. Like it's a whole new avenue for artists to generate revenue.
Totally,
you know? And they need it, bro. Artists need it, and they just get screwed by like Spotify. And all that, literally.
Yeah.
And so it's just a whole new revenue. And there's tons of like music NFTs coming out right now and platforms
for sure. Like Audius is a huge one.
Yeah.
Like Blau was the
dude.
Blau's like $3 million.
Steady on Twitter. Blau is on Twitter all the time, doing spaces and talking about NFTs. Yeah. He's so into it. He knows.
Are you heavily involved in the Twitter Spaces shit? Is it kind of like Clubhouse or a Discord type thing, just with video or
no video?
Okay, so it's like a Clubhouse or a Discord.
You can live stream on Twitter now, I think, but
gotcha.
But yeah,
okay,
no video. It's just like an open podcast, basically.
Gotcha.
Live, and then you can bring up listeners from the audience if they request to speak. You know, they can come up and speak, which is cool. I like that aspect of it because you can have a bunch of big names, you know, up on the stage, and you can request to speak, and they can bring you up, and then all of a sudden you're in the conversation with all of them. You know, so I like that aspect of it. It's really cool. The Twitter Spaces are good, informational, but like. You kind of got to be careful with sometimes, you know, because it's just people talking, shooting the shit all the time. So
totally,
you don't know what's true or not. You got to do your research always.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think with the NFT stuff, Invisible Friends is where I started, and it's where I stay. It's where I am.
Yeah,
you know, I'm with them.
Yeah,
and
I was gonna say, because aren't you like leader of the Discord, or you're like
no? So I'm a community leader. Okay, at the moment. Yeah. Which is. It's got no financial benefits to it at the moment, but I mean, it's still a cool title to hold in that world. Oh and it's just building my resume. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I'm just climbing at the moment, but it's so the artist of Invisible Friends. He's dropping a new project in Q1, supposed to be.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes, but it's called Garbage Friends, and so it's. It's basically like these walking trash cans, bro. It's so funny that they're fire. Like they're so fire, right?
Oh my god!
It's a walking trash can. I know, but
a walking trash can. I'm so dead.
But
That's
they're
hilarious.
fire. And he is putting in just unimaginable work into these things.
Yeah.
And the Invisible Friends were 28 frames, or 20. They were 26 frames of animation. 26 still frames to make the animation. These Garbage Friends are going to be 44. 44 frames. It's going to be a bigger collection size than 5,000. Like probably over triple the amount of traits. He's just pouring his entire heart and soul into it, and it's incredible.
Well, I think the really cool thing too that I liked about the NFT thing that I got to see firsthand with you is, for the people who are not watching, but so he, as part of the Invisible Friends group, community, you had the Kith Invisible Friend, which I thought was cool that a company like Kith, which I'm a huge fan of, and I know companies alike have done it, but that if you bought the certain Invisible Friend that was a collab as Kith, it then became your access token to their website earlier. So only NFT holders of the Kith Invisible Friend NFT got, and what was it, a day early access?
A week.
Oh, it was a week early access to their newest drop. And I think
with BMW.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like not just like some Kith drop.
Yeah, it was Kith
with BMW.
Yeah, which their collabs are highly sought after and highly desired. And the fact that a digital asset, an animated picture, then became your early access to physical product.
Yeah.
And stuff that you can buy and wear, and candles and shit and all their shit. Like, I think that aspect of everything is really, really interesting, and I think it's really cool. And it's so funny that
it's like your ticket into the club,
Totally.
But it's not just like soul tied to you. You can go and sell it to the next person, and now they're in the club.
Totally.
And it's just so easy. It makes it so much more easier to be in the club.
Exactly. I apologize in advance to everybody if what I'm about to say sounds confusing, because I was thinking about this when I was playing poker last night with the boys, and I was definitely under the influence of marijuana, so my brain was like fucking thinking about some crazy ass shit. But I was just thinking about poker chips.
Okay.
I was thinking about poker chips and like how, we play.
Yeah.
And they're just chips. But the chips then get asserted a value that previously had no value. They were just chips in a box, but then they are given value by those who determine it in the game or whatever it is they're playing. So then those chips in a box now hold physical value, cash value.
Yeah, they're tokens.
Yes, they're tokens. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, dude, holy shit. That's like, I feel like the easiest explanation to anybody who's like, well, why does it have value? Why is it worth anything? Because people decide it's worth something.
People decide, yeah, exactly. And because it
Dude, that comparison tripped me the fuck out last night.
That is a trip. Because,
right?
And I like the token comparison. I like tokens. Like that is how you should be viewing it as. It's your token to get into something, to be.
Yeah, you've all seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's your golden ticket into the chocolate factory.
Yeah. Okay, bro. I don't even think you fucking know about this one. This is one that's like all of this stuff that you're talking about really just wrapped up as a big gift. So Rolling Loud is dropping an NFT.
Really?
I don't know if you know this.
I didn't know that.
Rolling Loud is dropping an NFT. I'm on the list, right?
No shit.
I will be purchasing this, and it is going to be.
What's floor price? Have they announced it yet?
No, they haven't even announced the mint price.
Mint price, not floor price.
Yeah, but we're looking at. It's probably going to be in the 1 ETH plus range.
Okay.
Lifetime access to Rolling Loud.
What?
Lifetime access to any festival, anywhere
any
on the earth. Like it could be Rolling Loud Paris, Rolling Loud. They're doing one in Thailand, so Rolling Loud Thailand, Rolling Loud Canada. Lifetime access to any Rolling Loud, and there's really, I know they're really just shot into the space, and we're like, we're doing this, and it's incredible. Yeah,
That's balls of the wall into the space. Lifetime access.
Lifetime access.
That's like
they're gonna
Chipotle
have
black
its own
cards
lounge.
for influencers.
Oh my god, the Chipotle card. Give me
the
one of
Chipotle
those.
black cards, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nuts.
And they're gonna have like their own lounge. So it's called Loud Punks. That's what the project's called. And there will be a loud lounge
Off
at
like
Rolling
Crypto
Loud.
Punks?
Yeah, I think it's something like
a
that.
play
But
off-
they
okay.
they made it. It's an X, so punks with an X. You know,
Gotcha.
just you got to be edgy. You
Yeah,
gotta
gotta be edgy.
Yeah.
Gotta be rolling loud.
You got to be rolling loud with
Yes.
it. Exactly.
Okay, interesting. That's really interesting. How many are they gonna mint?
Dude. So
Because
originally-
how many people are you going to give lifetime access? I mean,
Exactly.
granted, not everybody
There is
either
it's
has a
big
wallet
earth.
or an OpenSea account.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not hard to set one up
No.
to where you could go buy one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. And so I think at first it was like 10,000. There was a 10,000 supply, and it was supposed to mint November 9th.
Okay, shit.
And now,
It's January 9th now.
It's January 9th, and we don't know the mint price even. We don't know the collection size even now. They said they're changing the collection size, so it's
Okay.
not going to be 10,000. I
Wow.
think they're bringing it down, but yeah, we
Shit.
don't know. So there's a lot of stuff that's kind of up in the air right now. But what we do know, is lifetime access to Rolling Loud.
That's wild.
And it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And so I think that's a great example of like how important NFTs could be, because it's that technology, where it's the token to get into something, and it's a easily tradable, transferable token, so it's like,
Yeah, because it's still tradable. Like,
Yeah.
you could buy and sell it, and then someone else now has lifetime access to Rolling Loud.
exactly, and it's that easy, like I feel like a loyalty program like that before the blockchain, it's so hard to transfer on to the next person, or to, because you have they got all your information,
Yeah,
your
no,
name,
totally.
or like they have to have you, like this is your loyalty pass.
Totally.
But with the NFT, you can sell it whenever, you can trade it, you can send it to someone else, and it's like it's just look at this guy.
For those of you who are not watching, Milo is currently in my lap.
Milo is good.
Oh, Millie.
He's tired, bro.
Yeah, I know. Thank God.
He's so tired.
He's been such a fucking shithead lately.
yeah.
Dude, I came home from the gym the other day. Dude, I don't know what the fucking his deal is. Like, some days he's phenomenal and he's great and does nothing. And then the other day I come home from the gym, everything's fine. I go upstairs into my fucking bedroom,
Oh no.
and my entire duvet cover of my bed is torn to shreds.
Bruh.
I was like,
No way.
I literally just looked at him. I was like,
You're
"You've
like-
got to be fucking
you're
kidding
like,
me!
dog."
You've got to be kidding me!" Like I was, yeah,
Yeah, he knows.
yeah. You know, you fucking little asshole. I love you though. Literally my fucking child. That's wild though. And you
Yeah.
know what? I'm not gonna be surprised if other
Concerts or,
festivals,
like, festivals.
Coachella.
Well, Coachella did one. They
Oh, they did?
sold, They sold like 10 of them, I think, at different access points. So one of
Gotcha.
them was like a general, and another one was like a VIP, and
And then one was like a backstage.
you had
lifetime,
your own camper. Yeah, I think
Gotcha.
one of them was like you got to go backstage,
like artist pass type shit or whatever.
Yeah, they sold those for
Oh, yeah.
truck ton. Like they made a couple milli off that. Some of them were like, I think
God damn.
just the general access, because they only sold 10, so I think just the GA was like 100,000 or something like that. So yeah,
Jesus.
Coachella did it. I don't know anything about it though. I don't know. I think
I never heard about it.
yeah. I know it was super low key. I mean, I didn't hear about it until Rolling Loud did it, and then people were saying like, "Oh, Coachella did that."
Yeah.
But it's just on a completely different scale. Like they only did 10, and they were selling 100,000. This is gonna start selling at 1 ETH or something
Yeah.
like that. So it's just a completely different scale.
Damn.
I know it's wild. I really was not expecting them to just do something like that so quick.
Yeah.
But
Good for
Here-
them.
here we
Yeah,
are.
Here we are, and here we go.
here we are, and here we go.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about, brother.
And it'll be out before the first Rolling Loud this
This year.
year, which is in LA,
Yeah, it is.
headlined by Travis.
Yep.
Gonna be
Wild.
Gonna be wild.
Gonna be wild.
I will be there
Yep.
with my NFT holding it
Yep,
up. I will be like, look at my NFT.
Look at my NFT, people.
This is what got me here.
Damn, that's crazy. Wow. Dope. Interesting. I'm glad we talked about that shit because there's a lot of shit that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good, bro.
Choked?
Woo. Yeah.
Shit happens. So I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question because we're gonna meander towards the end of Epi here. I want to ask you a question for you personally, Mr. Ben Swanson. What do you feel and what do you think is next for you?
What do I feel and what do I think is next? Well,
Like, what's your upcoming plan?
my upcoming plan or my kind of my
Yeah,
bigger vision.
Yeah, just the what's next. Like when someone asks you, well, what's next?
What's next? I am gonna move to New York. That's my goal.
Really?
And that's not like I have a couple semesters left, but my goal is to get my ass to New York and take it to the next level, with the whole I want to go to school for clothing for like fashion
Gotcha.
out in New York. I want to go to fashion school in New York. That's the yeah.
Damn.
That's the bigger vision.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my goal, man. I think
That's a good goal.
it ties a lot of things together that have influence in my life.
Gotcha.
So out in New York is where Kith is headquartered. That's where Ronnie is. I'm big in the Invisible Friends. I'm starting to be part of the team. I'm starting to work with the team. The people who run it live out in New York. I'm close with him, so he lives out in New York. A lot of NFT people I know live out in New York. Someone that I met through NFTs, who's a really good friend of mine now, he just got hired working for the Knicks,
Shit.
doing like social media and community engagement and all types of stuff like that,
Damn.
So hopefully by the time I get out there, I can get brought on under him.
Gotcha.
So
You're making just a giant power move for your overall
for my
life.
overall life.
For life.
Ronnie is now the creative director of the Knicks, right? So I get hired by the Knicks, like not in collaboration with Ronnie, right? But it's just like all of these groups are all overlapping.
Yeah. So it's like,
And
why would you not want to be out
It's like,
there?
why would I not?
Yeah.
All of the groups that I'm trying to be a part of are overlapping right here in this area.
Totally.
Why am I not there?
Yeah. I get that. And I think that's a smart move.
So,
I think it's a really smart move.
yeah, that's
Just
what I want to do.
Put yourself in the center of it all.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Have to.
It's like you gotta at some point you gotta take that jump. You gotta step out of your comfort zone. You just gotta see, bro. I'm not gonna say that I'm super religious, but I do believe in like energy, and I believe in I'm spiritual in a sense that like there is something that's like
Driving
directing,
you.
that's driving not just you, but like driving everybody,
Yeah.
and like there is energy that comes and goes, and like things are put in front of you for reasons,
I
and like
totally agree.
there are things that are put there, and whoever put them there, it could be God, it could be some alien, or something like it could be anything.
No, I get what
but
you're
they are
saying.
putting it in front of you, and it's like you got to take those opportunities. You
gotta jump.
You got to see that something's being put in front of you, and you got to go take it. And that energy is there for you, and it's based off of the energy that you've been putting out.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the biggest.
it is.
Yeah.
It's based off the energy, bro. You put out that energy, it'll come right back to you. The universe listens, and it comes back to you. And so
I agree literally so heavily on that.
yeah, dude. And so sometimes like you got to see it. You got to see the signs, because there are signs that are in front of you.
For sure.
Always. Everything you do, there's signs in front of you that lead you one way or the other. And so you just got to see the signs, and you got to part the sea and go.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Don't let your like unwillingness or your unfondness of change
Yeah.
blind you by the fact that change could be exactly the thing that you need.
Yes, for sure, dude. For sure. Sometimes it's like, yo, you need to change. Like all the signs are telling you to change. You're like, no, I don't want to change. It's like, well, that's what the signs are telling you to do, bro. That's what you need to do.
What you need to do.
That's what you need to do.
I agree. I really do.
So I just need to take that change,
For sure. And dude, honestly, I feel like it kind of ties in perfectly to the last question that I'm going to ask, and I feel like it might be similar, but it's always the last question of the podcast is a one life advice question. What would be your Ben Swanson's one life advice to anybody and everybody who's watching and listening? Like, what would be that thing that you would tell somebody? Be like, someone had a conversation with you in the street and never met you, and you left them with one thing. What would that one thing be?
One thing. What would that one thing be?
I know, it's a hard question.
It is. I think kind of how I just always roll, and I think this would be it, is to just like, and it kind of sounds like cliche, but you know what I learned, a little side thing, is that sometimes like the most cliche things that people say, they say it because it's the most facts. Like, obviously it's cliche, but it's the facts. And like, if you just, facts. It's the facts. And so for me, I'd say, you really can't be too hard on yourself. Like, you gotta let shit go. And you can't hammer yourself, man. The more you hammer yourself, like the lower you bring down your motivation, like you get depressed, you lose your creativity, like you lose the spark because you're just like so hard on yourself. Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be, bro. You Literally. Let go. You just let that go and let yourself be happy and be proud of like the little things that you do. Like, you got to be proud of the little things you do, And like you got to take your small victories, and you just can't hammer yourself because you're not like at the big goal. Yeah. You're doing all these little things and like you don't recognize them because you're just like so focused on the big goal. And like, facts. Sometimes you got to take those victories, you got to take those small things. You can't be too hard on yourself, No,
I love that. And I literally couldn't agree more. I hope you guys really digest that because it's just facts.
It is.
Because I know that I've done it, and I know that you fuckers who are listening definitely do that or have done that. And you just got to let shit go. And when celebrate the small wins. Because the small wins accumulate to big wins.
They do. They add up. They stack.
Facts. They really do. Wow. Well, my fucking boy, I'm going to ask literally now the final question of the episode. It is always the last question. It is 7 on 7 song of the day. What is song? Yeah. So what would be a song that you've been jamming, that you've been bumping, that you're listening to? What's that fucking track that you're just like, like,
can I check my phone?
Yeah, absolutely. You can check your phone.
Besides your song that you besides Keep the Love Alive, you have not listened to that yet. That is an absolute banger. Like, you gotta, like, I'm sure you've all listened to it because you're watching the podcast, but listen to it again. I mean, it's a banger.
Thank you, sir.
Besides that,
literally was not even gonna put that song out.
No, dude. Oh my, yeah. I can't believe you weren't gonna put that out because it's like,
it's out now.
It's out now.
Stoked you fucking like that song.
I would say We Lost Dancing by Fred Again.
Fred Again, okay. Mm-hmm. That'd probably your song of the day?
Fred, yeah. Yeah. Or Danielle by Fred. Same,
yeah.
More just Fred.
Yeah, Fred's album was great.
Fred.
Yeah, Fred Again's album was great. I've been listening to Fred Again for years, so it's like I'm stoked that he's getting his recognition and his spotlight because he really deserves it. He's really talented.
And he's dropping with Skrillex.
Dude, yeah, I know. Rumble is a fire track. They've been previewing that one for fucking a fat minute.
I know.
A fat minute. Yeah, well, either We Lost Dancing or Danielle by Fred Again, which I'm sure most of you guys have either heard or listened to. If not, you're sleeping. You need to go listen to it.
You're big sleeping.
Yeah, big sleeping. But fucking ladies and gentlefish, that is going to absolutely do it for episode number 16 of your favorite podcast.
Yes,
7 on 7. Ben, dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was such a blast. I'm so glad that I got to see you and we got to catch up and shit. I know that we're probably going to chop it up after this as well.
For sure.
Yeah, where could people follow you? Where could people,
Yeah.
Just kind of
got me on Instagram, Ben the Swan.
Ben the Swan.
Ben the Swan.
Yes, sir.
On Twitter, I'm Swan with the number 5 ON.
Perfect.
I'm really active on Twitter with the NFT stuff, and I'm always, so if you want to kind of learn about it and just see what's good in that space,
totally,
especially in the Invisible Friends space.
Yeah, hit you up.
That's where I am on Twitter. Yeah. I run it up on there.
Perfect. Well, I'll put your Instagram link and Twitter link. For all those who are possibly interested in the NFT shit. And like I said, Ben is really knowledgeable and has been in it and knows a lot of people in the space. So if you guys are interested in it, totally connect with Ben. Like I said, I'll have those links in the description in Apple and Spotify. But dude, thank you so much. I had
Pleasure.
a fucking blast.
That was good.
Once again, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I fucking love you guys. We will see you guys next episode. Stay safe. Keep killing it in the new year. We'll see you guys soon.